I'm going to go over the word problem for the week. We have Mr. Walker estimated that he serves about 40 Black Cow root beer floats each day. About how many root beer floats did he serve in April? And the hint is there are 30 days in April. Okay, so now I'm going to read again, and I'm going to stop and highlight, or you may circle the important information. Mr. Walker estimated that he serves about 40 Black Cow root beer floats each day. So I'm going to highlight that. About how many root beer floats did he serve in April? And then in my hints, I have April has 30 days. So next I'm going to write in my important information 40 floats a day. I'm writing kind of big, but we don't have a lot of information, so I don't need every line that's there. And you can say Black Cow root beer floats, but they're still just floats, so it's fine if you only write float. And then, excuse me, there's 30 days in April, and we want to know if in the whole month of April, how many would he have sold? Okay, so I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, okay, every day 40, and so it's going to be 40 plus 40 plus 40, a lot of 40s in there. So I think I'm going to try to write an equation, and I can use something that I know for this. I can come down here and I can say 40 can be broken into 4 times 10, and 30 can be broken into 3 times 10. Okay, so now I can use something familiar to me to figure this problem out. I know 4 times 3 equals 12. So I'm going to say 4 times 3 equals 12. Now I know I have to incorporate times 10 and times 10 again. So I can do it two ways. I can say 10 times 10 is 100, and then say 12 times 100, or I can multiply it times 10 twice, which might be easier. So if I say 12 times 10 equals 120, because I know when I multiply times 10, it pushes it over place value, and it becomes 120. And then I'm going to take this number and multiply 120 times 10, and that will equal 1,200, because again, we are shifting a place value, so it makes it, everything shift. The 1 goes to the thousands place, the 2 goes to the hundreds place, the 0 goes to the tens place, and then another 0 will go into the ones place. So my answer is 1,200. So I'm going to say 1,200 floats right here. Now I notice I did forget something. Sometimes we do that. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm just going to change my color so that you can definitely see it up here. I didn't write, what are you trying to find? And so I'm looking back up here. It says, about how many floats did he serve in April? Okay, so how many floats were served in April? Okay, and I can check my work down here if I want. I pretty soon I'll be requiring that. Right now I'm not requiring it, but I can check my work. I could add 40 30 times, which is the really, really long way, Or I can come back to my original equation and say, well, here's my 4, so 12 divided by 4 equals 3. And if this is true, then all this will end up working out. So I would be back to my, if I know this is true, then I know that 1200 divided by 40 equals 30. And now I have my problems. I used the inverse equation to make sure that my problem was correct. And now I'm going to come down here and I want to explain what I did. So I want to start with talking about how I decomposed 40 into 4 times 10. So that's what I'm going to say. And I'm just going to use the and sign, I decomposed 30 into 3 times 10. And I'm going to say I knew 4 times 3 equals 12. So I multiplied 12 times 10 and then times 10 again, and it equaled 1,200. Then at the end, they're asking about the float, so I don't want to say the answer is, I want to say, so Mr. Whoops, not Mrs. Mr. And I'm going to look for his name up here. Mr. Walker sold, and he was estimating, so I'm going to use the word about, sold about 1,200 floats in April. Whoops. Okay, there we go. Okay, well, my program crashed. Hopefully it's mostly still there. Okay. April. Now it's going to write in black, but that's okay. And that's how you go about solving the word problem for this week.